Welcome to Company Showcase, an advertising feature on HowStreet.com.
I'm Jim Goddard. I'm speaking with Jim Pettit, CEO and President of Aben Resources. Welcome back to the show, Jim.
Thank you very much, Jim.
You guys cranked out a news release earlier this week. What was in it?
Well, we finally did get a news release out. It's been a long time. But it's our plans going forward for the season, and basically said that we will be boots on the ground first week of July, and we're splitting the season into two parts this year. The first part will be field crews going in, I think there'll be 4 to 6 of them up on the new camp will be up top. We're permitted for no more than 8 or 10 people up there, so that's where they're going to be, and they're going to be doing a lot of field work, prospecting, mapping, sampling in areas, specific areas that we've identified with all the data over the last couple of years, drill data, and the geophysics. And what we see now, we've got a pretty solid-looking theory about the structure, which has always been a bit of a mystery to us. But they're going to go in there and do that, and if it takes a month or 2 months, whatever, that's so be it. They're going to fine-tune these theories we have, the targets that we're looking at right now. They're going to fine-tune those, and then along the way probably come up with more targets, so that when they're done and that the latter part of the second half of this program we'll be looking at drilling. And one of the reasons we're doing it this way, just so people understand, is to keep the camp population to a minimum, because of the coronavirus. And by doing it this way, we can keep a relatively small camp going for the first part with the field crew, because that'll be relatively small, and then the drill rig and everything and the crew involved there, and plus the core shack crew and all that, it's much bigger when you add it to the geos. And we'll move the camp at that point back down to the Bob Quinn airstrip, where we've got a couple of trailers to handle all them double wides. So anyways, it's going to be an interesting season for us too, because we haven't really had the time to sit back and do actual field work and help guide us and basically help evaluate drill targets that we've got in mind for us.
With a shortened season, does it help you give you more time to be more concentrated, have the plans ready to go, so the fewer number of people have a really concentrated plan, kind of like astronauts when they go into space? They have a lot of things to do in a short period of time. Yeah,
well, that's not a bad analogy. Yeah, these guys are going in with set plans, and they're going into specific locations. And for example, they're just at the south end of the north boundary zone. There's an area there of very keen interest. We haven't tested it yet with a drill, but we thought we'd go in there and do some surface sampling, because we've got some downhole mineralization and we've got some really good looking geophysics right there. And it's a large zone, and we haven't gone over on the surface before and taken samples, so that'll be a priority. And then wherever there's a deflection in the fault system, that either the Nelson Creek fault, there's a deflection to the northeast. That's right where the north boundary high grade zone is, and then we've got some other areas of deflection that are very similar, and they go to the northeast. We've got a new fault zone to the south, it incorporates the south boundary plus south of that what we call the benchlands. And that fault system has mineralization. It controls mineralization that we were hitting last year. And, even though they're 500 meters apart, the benchland and the south boundary, it's the same mineralization. It's the same rock even. So it looks eerily like the north boundary, the high grade zone. So our thinking is that fault actually connects up with the Nelson Creek fault, which is up by the north boundary zone. And that's something we're going to be looking for too. And then there's cross-cutting faults off of that, that are also key to the mineralization on the north boundary zone. So, when we see another fault like that, that's something we're going to go after. And, highly targeted surface sampling.
For people new to Aben, what's the company about, and where is exactly all this action taking place?
We're a gold exploration company. We're located. This project is located in the Golden Triangle, northwestern British Columbia. It's a pretty prime area of the world for exploration for gold. It's got a lot of history behind it. There's some new production going on up there with Bruce Jack and Red Chris. There's lots of past producers, Snip and Eskay Creek and the Premier Mine, and that whole region is just amazingly mineralized, and in many respects just waiting for the price of commodities to come back up and kickstart. There's a lot of large deposits there, especially large copper deposits. Some of the largest undeveloped copper deposits in the world are sitting up there waiting for a copper price to make sense. And I don't think we're far from that, to be honest with you. And as far as gold goes, some of the highest grade gold mines in the world were found up here. And some of them are being resurrected right now. So, it's a prime location.
And where is Aben listed?
Aben Resources is listed on the Toronto Exchange under the symbol ABN. That's the TSX Venture Exchange. It's listed on the OTCQB down in the States under ABN AF, and it's listed in Frankfurt under the symbol E2L2.
And your website?
And the website is it's brand new. Please go check it out. It's got all the plans what we're looking at going forward and why we're looking at these areas. So the website's abenresources.com.
Jim, thank you so much for the update.
Thank you very much.
My guest has been Jim Pettit, CEO and President of Aben Resources. I'm Jim Goddard. Our conversation took place on June 24th.
Comments made on Company Showcase are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any manner whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Archived online at HowStreet.com. Company Showcase is a production of How Street Media Incorporated.